Greetings managers, this is the Warden speaking. Dulcinea is the boss of Canto VII, appearing on stage 34. Weaknesses are only based on affinity, as shown here. Joining this fight is Honglu's sister, Jia. You cannot control her, so make sure to check her clashes. She's a variable, and only luck can determine what she's going to do. Dulcinea is a tricky boss that can be overcome with determination and a bit of luck. You'll be tempted to go all out on her while parrying the mob she spawns. But no matter how many mobs you defeat, they'll keep on spawning. That is a trap. Do not fully engage with her. Instead, look at the ability she wields. At the start of turn 1, there's Dulcinea and 3 units. If you look closely, 2 of her attacks are actually just buffs. Avoid clashing with these buff attacks, and instead, target the enemies in which she is about to buff. Walk with Grace's main priority target is an unstaggered ally, in which she gives them plus 10 clash power and sets the damage to 0, and for every 3 bleed stacks, the unit gains plus 1 power. Additionally, they get plus 3 offense level up. As a regular attack, it will bleed. As the battle progresses, there will be a need to clash with it, so do not always avoid attacking it, just at the start. The mobs she spawns in have different attacks that apply debuffs, but bleed will be the most dangerous one. In the top left, there is a Blood Feast icon. Blood Feast is a resource that enables the boss to add modifiers to her attacks. The power of literacy will enable you to know what modifier will affect the attack. Bleed as a status on your sinners will accumulate a lot of damage. At one point, bleed can stack up to 30 plus damage, as shown here, but bleed won't kill you unless you kill her first. With the stage set, the most important detail is Dulcinea's passives. The most powerful one, the Parade's Lady, where she starts off with 8 protection. The only way to reduce this protection is to defeat a mob to reduce protection by 1. The next passive is the Parade Repeats. At 5 plus stacks of Imperfect Parade, Dulcinea uses a powerful skill. With this information, the battle plan is simple. Target only attacks from Dulcinea and target only the mobs so you can reduce her protection stacks. If Dulcinea uses a dangerous attack, use an E.G.O to clash with it. Attacking when she has her clashable counter, and that's all it does, can quickly amass bleed on your sinners. Be wary of its effects when you lose against it. By turn 2, you should have at least 1 unit staggers, opening up attacks to focus on the units Dulcinea will buff. Remember that her buffs can only target unstaggered units. During this, the other mob can defend. On this turn, I got lucky when my sinner staggered the potentially buffed unit. The one defending received the other buff. Using her buffs will determine which enemy to focus first. This is what I saw during my playthrough. Sometimes, the staggered unit doesn't have to be focused. Instead, pay attention to what units could be buffed by Dulcinea. Will the unit be able to match your sinner's clashes after it is buffed, or can he thwart the buff attempt and also defeat the staggered enemy? Dulcinea, while passive in the beginning, will start unleashing powerful attacks when reaching a threshold of certain resources. These attacks are best clashed with E.G.Os. Best E.G.Os to clash with are the ones with higher coin power. AoE E.G.Os that increases your sanity and health will help immensely. Use this to combo when targeting the mobs. Her other buff attack is Parade of Wonders, which targets a few of her own units and some of your sinners. Be sure to always win this clash. If you'd like to watch the entire fight, I'll link the full battle down in the description below. Dulcinea also has unbreakable coins. These coins will resolve no matter what, so be aware of brutal combos that will stack a lot of bleed against you. Overview. Do not focus fire onto Dulcinea. Instead, clash only her attacks. Her counter is best won as well. However, you may need to avoid this to have an extra attack on the enemy mobs. Bleed is a ticking time bomb the longer the fight goes on. Your first priority is to clear at least 8 mobs to get rid of Dulcinea's 8 protection. Find the flow of battle between the potential buffing and staggering to make the fight advantageous to you. The next priority is to always clash against Dulcinea's dangerous abilities. Unbreakable coins will rear its ugly head and can devastate you if you leave an opening. Finally, Ji-chun is a random variable you must pray to the RNG gods. And good luck managers, Warden out.